Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं हृदयन्तस्तुय भद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनितारणं परमानन्दमाधवम् हरे कृष्ण am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, clearly audible.
So we'll start with text 16 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9. Yo vaham sa girishascha vibhu swayam cha sthite udbhava pralaya hetva atmamulam bhitva tripada vivarda ekauru praro has tasmai namo bhagavate bhuvandrumaya drumaya. Translation.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The cosmic, your lordship is the prime root of the tree of the planetary systems. This tree has grown by first penetrating the material nature on three trunks, as me, Shiva, and you, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, and dissolution. And we three have grown with many branches. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you, the tree of cosmic manifestation. The cosmic manifestation is grossly divided into three worlds, the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems. And then it broadens into the cosmos of 14 planetary systems with the manifestation of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead as the supreme root. Material nature, which appears to be the cause of the most cosmic manifestation, is only the agency or energy of the Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Maya adhyakshain prakriti shriyate sacharacharam. Only under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord does material nature appear to be the cause of all creation, maintenance, and dissolution. The Lord expands himself into three, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, for maintenance, creation, and destruction, respectively. Of the three principal agents controlling the three modes of material nature, Vishnu is the Almighty, even though he is within material nature for the purpose of maintenance. He is not controlled by the laws of material nature. The other two, Brahma and Shiva, although almost as greatly powerful as Vishnu, are within the control of the material energy of the Supreme Lord. The conception of many gods controlling the many departments of material nature is ill conceived by or is ill conceived of by the foolish pantheists. God is one without a second, and he is the primal cause of all causes. As there are many departmental heads of government affairs, so there are many heads of management in the universal affairs. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, the impersonalist does not believe in the personal management of things as they are. But in the verse, it is clearly explained that everything is personal, nothing is impersonal. We have already discussed this point in the introduction, and it is confirmed here in the verse. The tree of the material manifestation is described in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as an ashwast tree whose root is upward. We have actual experience of such a tree when we see the shadow of a tree on the bank of a reservoir of water. The reflection of the tree on the water appears to hang down from its upward roots. The tree of creation described here is only a shadow of the reality, which is Parbrahman, Vishnu. In the internal potency manifested in the vacant lokas, the actual tree exists, and the tree reflected in the material nature is only the shadow of this actual tree. The impersonalist theory that Brahman is void of all variegatedness is false, because the shadow tree described in Bhagavad Gita cannot exist without being the reflection of a real tree. The real tree is situated in the eternal existence of spiritual nature, full of transcendental varieties, and Lord Vishnu is the root of that tree also. The root is the same, the Lord, both for the real tree and the false. But the false tree is only the perverted reflection of the real tree. The Lord, which is being the real tree, is here offered obeisances by Brahma on his behalf and also on behalf of the Lord Shiva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, this is a brilliant purport actually. It starts with Brahma trying to understand how the creation takes place. Can you just show me the translation once again? So he says that your lordship is the prime root of the three planetary systems. So he's talking about Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Bhur is Bhumi, Bhuva means the space, Akash, and Swa means the Swargalok. So that is the three planetary system. So the tree grown here first penetrating the material nature in the three trunks, Brahma, Shiva, and Mahesh, Vishnu, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, sustenance. And then we three have grown into many branches. Many branches means various Devi Devtas. But the actual root, जब हम देखेंगे एक्चुअल रूट जब हम देखेंगे तो ये पता चलेगा कि दैट इज लॉर्ड विष्णु और नारायण एंड भगवद गीता में इसमें बोलता है कि मया दक्षिण प्रकृति श्वेत चराचर सो it is under superintendence of the Lord. That is how it happens. So I'll just a minute. I'll open. Can you see the Goloka chart, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
But to be enlarged.
So now Brahma here is meditating, and the Bhur Bhuva Swa, the three trunks, Bhur, earth, Bhuvar, and Swa. So if you go to see, the root is Lord Narayana, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So this Garbhodakshaya Vishnu creates Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So Brahma जो है वो किधर बैठा है? वो इधर बैठा है. विष्णु किधर है? शिरोदक्षा विष्णु है. और महेश किधर है? महेश इसमें नहीं दिखाया गया, but Mahesh is also there. So they all come from Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and he is the mool or the root. Here the root, you can see the Padmanabha, and this is the stem. और ये stem के अंदर 14 planetary system का पूरा raw material भरा हुआ है. And out of this raw material, the 14 planetary system comes into existence, of which the three major are Bhur Bhuva Swaha, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. And उसमें भी Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh में भी Vishnu is the sustainer and maintainer of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva also. Even though they are almost powerful, but the gradation of the power depends upon how. So one question I would like to ask: what is the nature of Brahma? Is he a Jiva or is he a Bhagwan?
He is a Jeev Tattva.
Jiva, right? So can we all also become Brahma? All of us in this material world जो है?
Yes, Prabhu.
We
We
can.
can reach up to that level.
We can reach. But how many of you know that we were already Brahma when we came down?
Yes, Prabhu. We were already Brahma. Yeah.
The day we decided to come down, because of our spiritual potency was very pure, so we already became Brahma in the first place. And then from Brahma, now we are in the current situation. So imagine कि हम लोग का परिस्थिति क्या है. ऐसा नहीं है कि we all wanted to be CEO, CFO, managing director, owner, जो भी आप मतलब देख लो इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड के टाइटल से, वी एस्पायर टू ग्रो इनटू दैट. बट जो भी टाइटल इस वर्ल्ड में है, डज इट इक्वेट टू ब्रह्मास पोजीशन इन दिस वर्ल्ड?
No, Prabhuji.
But then what is the point in trying to strive for these positions? Now the second question what
Material.
I want to ask is, are Are we independently taking care of ourselves, or are we maintained by somebody?
We are maintained by somebody.
But many people, they say that मैं अपना मालिक खुद हूँ, मैं अपना भगवान स्वयं हूँ. I am maintaining myself and I am maintaining my family. So मेरे family का God मैं हूँ. So how do we talk to such a person?
उसको illusion है प्रभु.
Yeah, that's right. But वो illusion से बाहर कैसे निकालेंगे उसको हम लोग? और at least how would we put politely to him that, you know, actually we are not the creators but we are maintained. एक सिंपल सा बात है प्रभु जी, इसमें देखिए, he says I work and I earn, but the fellow who gives him the salary stops giving salary. What happens then?
The whole cycle stops.
Everything stops. So where is his ego? He says that I am the bharta of my family. He himself is maintained by somebody, and the person who now, like for example, because of this current situation in the Gulf, there is so much problems with regard to the oil and gas items. So in Surat, 70% industries have closed down since yesterday because there is no gas for the industrial area, especially the food items and the welding areas are badly affected. So the people who are thinking that we are maintaining everyone, what happened to them now? The business is stopped, the money flow is stopped, and they have to just shut down everything. Salaries have been stopped, people are on layoff. So what happened to this person who was telling, मैं स्वयं का भगवान हूँ और मैं जिनको पाल रहा हूँ उनका भगवान मैं हूँ? So what happened to this Bhagwan? Why I'm making this point over here is that Brahma, being the most powerful person in this universe, position wise, knowledge wise, guna wise, is telling that I have put my obeisances unto you and मैं आपको नमन करता हूँ क्योंकि कर्ता धर्ता आप है. मयाध्यक्षण प्रकृति स्वयते सचराचर. So what do we learn from Brahma in this case? ब्रह्मा से हम क्या सीखते हैं इसमें? What is he trying to teach us?
Basically, that if he is only telling that, then we are nothing in front of him.
Absolutely, Prabhu, absolutely. Because, see, Prabhu, just see this Goloka chart. For the people who say, मैं, do you see where are these people? Do you see any one of us over here, Prabhu, in this chart? हम लोग हैं इसमें कहीं पर भी?
No, Prabhuji.
Only 3 people can be seen: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu, and Mahalakshmi. That's it. And Paramatma का एक स्वरूप है इधर. बाकी in this Bhumi Thal, nobody is there. And out of this one Brahman, like that, there are millions of Brahman. So only the key players can be seen here. Karanodaksha Vishnu, Rama Devi, Shambhu Ji, Maya Devi, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Lakshmi Ji, Brahma, and Shirodaksha Vishnu with Lakshmi and Paramatma. So very politely, Brahma is just putting a point over here that, my dear Jivas, please understand one thing. And he takes the liberty of even talking on behalf of Shiva, because Shiva was born from the Brikuti of Brahma. So he says that you are the maintainer, you are the sustainer, you are everything. I do not have any position, I do not have anything, because even this knowledge, you see this Hare Krishna Mahamantra that is going through the forehead, 4 years of Brahma. When the Klim Gayatri and Gopal Gayatri were given to him, he was enlightened with the 4 Vedas knowledge. The Vedic knowledge came to him. And then that Vedic knowledge he studied 3 times. And because he studied 3 times, he was able to understand what is the meaning and who is the actual person to be worshipped is Vedesha Sarva Rahama Vedyo Vedanta Krit Veda Vidaiva Chaham. So that's how Lord Brahma, from his perspective, is praying to the Lord Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govindaha, Sarva Karana Karanam. Any doubts before we go to the next verse with relate to what we spoke now, or any comments?
Prabhu, this doubt I had in my mind for some time. Prabhu, planet
and planetary system, is there any difference? Because it is mentioned that Earth as a planetary system. So अर्थ को हम लोग planet समझते हैं ना अभी. So planetary system is generally understood as a multiple planets and all combined together functioning as a planetary system. So what is the difference there?
See, Prabhu, when we say the planetary system, as you rightly said, there is a group of planets over here. And Earth as a planet is being shown by the the heliocentric system, where Sun is in the center. But our is a geocentric system where it is not Bhugol, it is Bhumandala. See this. So basically, this is the Earth plate. And on this Earth plate, we are here somewhere.
So अर्थ को planet हम लोग बोलते हैं, but actually it is a planetary system
Actually,
combining.
it's a planetary system combined with everything, right from Dhruv Tara till the Earth plate. It's a planetary system.
तो जब बोलते हैं तो भूर means Earth has a planetary system, not
Yeah,
Earth as a planet.
yeah. Bhur
Okay.
is here. The Bhur Bhuva Swaha, no? So Bhu is here, Bhuvar is here, and Swarg is here.
बट प्रभु ये हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि देर आर वेरियस 14 है ब्रह्मलोका से लेकर स्वक तपलोक जनलोक महरलोक स्वर्गलोक. तो दैट स्वर्गलोक एंड दिस स्वर्ग दैट यू आर रेफरिंग टू एज पार्ट ऑफ अर्थ प्लैनेटरी सिस्टम, आर दे सेम और डिफरेंट?
This is same. So you see from here, from Dhruv Tara, if you go to see down, so this is the Swar. Swarlok starts from the lowest planetary system, which is Surya Dev. So Surya Dev jo hai, you see this? Surya is the first Swarga. Where Indra is staying, that is far superior. That is somewhere here where Indra is staying here, near the Nakshatra Taranam, on this area. And you can see Saturn is very close over there. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Moon, Sun, and I think there was a painting mistake over here. This is Mercury. So Sun is the first Swargaloka, the nearest to the Earth. Moon is the next to it. And then come Mercury and Venus. And then comes Mars. Then comes Jupiter and Saturn. And then comes the Swargalok. And then comes the Dhruvaloka. And this is Bhur Bhuva Swaha. So Bhur is Bhumi. This area is the Bhumi. Bhur is the Akash, which is the space. And Swarg is the Swargalok. And the highest Swargalok is Satyalok, where Brahma is meditating on Lord Narayana. And the Bel Swarga comes down. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala over here. And then there is a Pitralok and Narkalok is also there. The 28th hellish planetary system is here as Narkalok. And the Pitralok is where our Pitras reside, which is also a kind of a Nark area only.
But
this
Prabhuji,
planetary yeah.
Pitras will reside, meaning because Pitra also will take Punarjanma, right? So
Everybody takes Punarjanma, not only Pitra Prabhu. Unless you are not going back to Godhead, A Brahma Bhuva Naloka Punaravartino Arjuna. That is the statement given by Krishna, that anybody from Pitralok to Brahmalok, A Brahma Bhuva Naloka means Brahmalok. Punaravartino Arjuna.
so
Whoever
these are
is
all
there,
temporary places where people
all
reside.
temporary places. Absolutely right, Prabhu. These are all temporary places because Dukkhalayam Ashashvat. Ashashvat means temporary. So this particular globe, or this is just a temporary manifestation in one breath of Vishnu, breathing in, breathing out. So now the breathing out is going on. When he breathes in, we are all finished. When he breathes out, we are all taking a life. And the size of the breath is 311 trillion 40 billion years. That is the life of Brahma.
So ये
So that is,
Pitraloka में meaning those Pitars who have not meaning who have unfulfilled desires or who have karma
yes,
meaning
yes,
they
yes.
will go there.
Yeah,
And
they
then
will go there.
so is that a place of suffering or is it a place of enjoyment like Swarga?
No, it is not a place of enjoyment, but it is not as bad as Narkalok also. You are stagnant in that area, and whatever your pitras are being offered through the living generation, they get that as argya.
And this argya helps them get better bodies in that case.
And Prabhu, the important part is what, because what I would suggest is that when we as Vaishnavas do the Madhav Tithis and Ekadashis and pray to the Lord on the Shraddha days, they are also upgraded to the Swargalok, Prabhu, from Pitralok. By the dint of our service to the Lord, they are pushed over there, and then when we achieve the Siddhi of Bhakti, they are, they go back home, back to Godhead by the dint of our this. So sometimes it is direct, sometimes they get into a family by our prayers, where from they start their journey to spiritual life and spiritual back home, back to Godhead. So it is two ways.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
पर प्रभु अगर उसने पितृलोक में आके स्टकअप हो गए हैं तो फिर रीबर्थ का क्या कंसेप्ट रहा फिर? एवरीबॉडी गेट्स ए रीबर्थ.
हाँ,
मतलब
रीबर्थ
उस
का
आत्मा का
concept है,
रीबर्थ नहीं हुआ है अभी.
वो वहां पर कुछ टाइम के लिए स्टैग्नेंट है, उसके वहां से निकलेंगे वो. बिकॉज होता क्या है, देखिए आपको मैं बताता हूँ. If you read the third canto, chapter 27, the area where how the soul is being ready to make transmigration into the new body, तो वहां पर they are conditioned first. Like for example, you are a surgeon, so you join as an intern in a hospital where surgery is their primary focus. So you spend some time over there, and the conditioning is done by giving you a practical training how a surgeon should think, act, and do the activity. So same way, whatever your new body which is ready for you to take over, उसका आपको ट्रेनिंग देते हैं उन लोग. जैसे कि समझो आपको जेसीबी ट्रक चलाना है, बैकहो चलाना है, सम इंडस्ट्रियल मशीन चलाना है, तो उसका आपको पहले ट्रेनिंग देख करके आपका मेंटल कंडीशनिंग कर देते हैं उन लोग की इस मशीन में ऐसे बर्ताव से आपको काम करना है. सो वैसे ही इस शरीर में ऐसे आपको काम करता है. यंत्र रूढ़ानी माया. सो दैट इज द यंत्र. दिस बॉडी इज अ यंत्र. भले इट इज ब्रह्मा's body, dog's body, cat's body. How come that a soul when he enters a dog's body becomes like a dog? Bow, bow, bow. Why it cannot talk? Because उसका जो स्पीच का जो लैंग्वेज है that is bow, 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 bow. Cat is meow, 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 like that. So all these pitras, they are actually transferred and taken care by the Yamadutas. They are given the conditioning and then they sent back actually. Because training होता है यमलोक में इन सब जगह. So that's a place of internship for the next body.
प्रभु लेकिन पितृलोक में जाते हैं तो भी वहां पे भी उसको रेलेवेंट बॉडी तो मिलेगा ही ना वहां पे टू बी एबल टू
पितृलोक का
फंक्शन.
भी प्रभु सूक्ष्म, it's a सूक्ष्म body प्रभु, it's not a स्थूल body. All these areas are sukshma body, Prabhu, Pitralok and Narkalok, Prabhu. The body is given so that accordingly you need to suffer in that, or you can stay there for temporary some time. It is just like putting a raincoat and being there. But the other Sutala, Vitala, Mahatala, Rasatala, there is a proper body of 5 Panchamahabhut, but with more enjoyment and more, Aishwarya. Here, technically, you are in the Sukshma area, this area. Here you are sthul, right until here. But there is a refined body available in Swarga and Bel Swarga. This is called the Bel Swarga. जहाँ पर सूरज की रोशनी नहीं जाती, क्योंकि भूमंडल के नीचे सूरज की रोशनी नहीं जाती. सूरज इधर है, तो सूरज तारामंडल में कैसे चलता है? ऐसे चलता है, ये ऐसे चलता है. और हमारा मंडल कितना बड़ा है? 4 बिलियन माइल्स का एक मंडल है. दिस इज द स्मॉलेस्ट प्लैनेट, स्मॉलेस्ट ब्रह्मांड, सॉरी. तो व्हेन द सन इज ओनली हियर, it cannot go from here and come down. Light ऐसे travel नहीं करता है. So then what is the concept of lighting in the, Bel Swarga?
The body of the Lord.
Prabhu, एक minute.
Anantshesh will give the right.
I will ask you one question. So this is the earth. इसके नीचे सूर्य की किरणें नहीं जाती है. So this is 24/7, 365, black, black, black. So what is the source of light over here? When I say Nag, what do you relate to?
Money, Nagmani.
Absolutely. So the Nagmani is the source of light in this entire area.
Okay.
So are we clear with this?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
And then we also say that this is Urdhva Moolam, Ashwatha. Means जो उसका it's just a reflection of the original. So the original is here, Vaikuntha. This is the original Vaikuntha, where Narayana is the master, but he is the root of this entire sustenance. So that same thing you can see the root is here also in the form of the sustenance. And Ashwath is what? Banyan tree, right? The meaning of Ashwath is
Yeah.
banyan. एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, दक्षिण भारत में देयर इज अ प्लेस कॉल्ड श्री मुष्णम, वेयर देयर इज अ वृद्धाचलम इन चेन्नई से 4 घंटे की दूरी पर, वेयर भूवराह श्वेतवराह इज देयर, एंड बिहाइंड श्वेतवराह देयर इज अ टेम्पल कॉल्ड अश्वत्थ नारायण. The Narayana, because in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that of the trees I am Ashwath, of the trees I am banyan tree. So that Ashwath Narayan temple is very famous for any kind of graha parihar. किसी भी प्रकार का ग्रह का कोई दुष्कृति है, if you go to the Narayana temple over there, it takes care of everything. So just as an additional information, I pass this on. So we will go to the next verse. Any doubts in this currently? And Vishnu is also called Parabrahma by Srila Prabhupada in the particular verse purport. Why Vishnu is the Parabrahma? Because he is superior to the material nature. He is not a part of it, but he is rather the creator of the material world. So that shows his supremacy, that he is not touched by anything that is material. Because you see that this is Narayana is here and material world is here. So this is just a small picture. But in reality, try to understand the magnitude and the size of Mahavishnu, Mahalakshmi, Shambhu and Maya. So this is beyond our conception. Yeah, you can show the next verse.
प्रभु एक क्वेश्चन और,
Yeah.
ये पृथ्वी के नीचे जितने अधोलोक हैं इन्हें बिल स्वर्ग क्यों कहा जाता है?
क्योंकि वहां पर स्वर्ग से ज्यादा एंजॉयमेंट है प्रभु. बिकॉज सी वन थिंग आई टेल यू, जब सूर्य उदय होता है और सूर्यास्त होता है, तो वी हैव ब्रेक सिस्टम, स्लीप, गेट अप, प्रे, वर्क, एंड देन बाय द टाइम यू कम टू द इवनिंग, चिल आउट एंड गो टू स्लीप अगेन. वहां पर सूर्य नहीं है. So that is 24/7, 365, just enjoyment. So बेल स्वर्ग का सिस्टम ऐसा है कि this, when you go to the Naglok, especially to enjoy the woman's body over there, on the gate you will get one beverage. That beverage is so strong and so energetic that after that there is no point of you getting tired. So people use this. There are many tapasvis and yogis who are doing tapasya to go to Bil Swarga, not to the normal Swarga. Because normal Swarga has got rules and regulations. Of course, Indra does enjoys with the Apsaras to a limited level. बाकी का टाइम भगवान की पूजा करना. नीचे it is only enjoy. Yeah, Prabhu. So wine, women are the two things of the Bel Swarga. जिसका
पर प्रभु
झलक आपको दिखता है.
पर वहां पर तो मेनली या तो सांप हैं या फिर असुर हैं, और तो जैसे एक में ये बलि महाराज हैं.
Yeah, but that is an area where when the Surya doesn't go, Srila Prabhupada said that, आपको एक particular reference देता हूँ मैं, इसको कैसे समझना चाहिए. When Srila Prabhupada visited London during the rainy season, which was around June, July, so it was the sun could never rise. So they said that we have a good climate. He said, yeah, this is the climate of Narkalok. It is in the Narka that there is no Surya Uday. So that is the reason people are also living like hellish people. So it is Bali Maharaj is there, that is one part of it. Lord Shiva is there, that is another part of it. Like, I'll take you back again over there, just a minute. एक minute. So you have the abode of Bali Maharaj, you have the abode of Shiva resides in Vitala. So what is the reason that why Vamana and Shiva are residing over here in the first place? Let's understand that why Lord Shiva and Lord Vamana are residing here. This is the abode of demon. Now, demon means what exactly? Can anyone just tell me the meaning? कि demon मतलब क्या? राक्षस?
नहीं प्रभु, अब ये समझ में आ गया कि वो लोग कोई ऐसा शक्ल से बद शक्ल नहीं होते हैं. दे आर ओनली
Yeah,
बिकॉज ऑफ देयर क्वालिटीज.
The mentality is asuric.
the mentality is asuric, absolutely. Now, the reason why Bali Maharaj, of course, is coming from the Rakshasa family, so he is here. Why Lord Shiva is over here? Why Lord Shiva is over here?
Maybe they all pray to Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva is there to give them an opportunity to serve him. So, what is the role of Lord Shiva?
He is like the merciful father giving direction for such fallen jivas to come back to the spiritual
Yeah.
world.
So now, how does Lord Shiva function is in the Tattva Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami. He says that Lord Shiva is so merciful that he associates with the soul in Tamogun and Rajogun, purifies them, brings them to Satogun and offers them to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu. Now that is Shiva for us. So many a times I request people, especially from ISKCON background, that do not criticize Shiva for what's happening. Do not criticize the people who are worshipping Shiva, because there is a bigger plan of Lord Shiva to do something about these people. Because when you say that Vaishnava Aparadh nahi karna hai, so when you start criticizing Lord Shiva is inferior to Lord Krishna and this and that, yeah, the Shastra tells us we know that. But how do the people who are worshipping Shiva will know that? So they are in the right hands. When you at least they are not going behind some Baba, baby, Maya, Bhaiya, Amma, Appa, Sai. At least उनके पीछे तो नहीं, वो शिव के पीछे है ना. And Shiva is the secondary Purush of this material world. So many a times I tell people that just if he's following Lord Shiva, let him follow. Shiva will anyway purify him and send him to the spiritual world in the mercy service of Lord Narayana. So at times we have to understand that what not to talk. Rather than telling that I know what I will talk, everybody knows to talk actually. सभी को बात करना आता है, लेकिन क्या बात करना, कब बात करना, कैसे बात करना, बिना इसको कॉम्प्रोमाइज किए हम लोगों ने इसको करना चाहिए, सेवा करनी चाहिए. And we should give an opportunity for people to come back in service of the Lord. So Vamana is over here on the request of Bali Maharaj, and Shiva is over here on the request of his wife Bhavani. And you know what is the characteristics of this Vitala? There is only one male member, that is Lord Shiva. Rest all are female. Agar, with the male body, if we enter this area, we have to take a bath in the pond and then we are issued a female's body. Because as per Mother Bhavani, nobody over here other than Shiva can have a male's body. That's how this area is controlled. So shall we go back to the next verse? Hare Krishna. लोको विक्रम निरतः कुशले प्रमत्तः कर्माण्ययं त्वदुदिते भवदर्चने स्वे यस्त्वादस्य बलवान् इह जीविताशं सद्यश्चिन्तये अनिमिष्य नमोस्तुते तस्मात्. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Translation. People in general all engage in foolish acts, not in the really beneficial activities enunciated directly by you for their guidance. As long as their tendency for foolish work remains powerful, all their plans in the struggle for existence will be cut into pieces. I therefore offer my obeisances unto him who acts as the eternal time. Purport. People in general are all engaged in senseless work. They are systematically unmindful of the real beneficial work, which is the devotional service of the Lord, technically called the Archana regulations. The Archana regulations are directly instructed by the Lord in the Narada Panchatatra Pancharatra and are strictly followed by the intelligent men who know well that the highest perfectional goal of life is to reach Lord Vishnu, who is the root of the tree called the cosmic manifestation. Also, in the Bhagavatam and in Bhagavad Gita, such regulative activities are clearly mentioned. Foolish people do not know that their self interest is in realization of Vishnu. The Bhagavatam 7.5.30 to 32 says,
मतिर्न कृष्णे परतः सरोता कृत्तो विपद्यते ग्रहव्रतानाम् अदान्तगोभिर्विषितं तमस्वम् पुनः पुनश्चरवितचर्वणानां न ते विदुस्वार्थगतिं हि विष्णु दुरशया ये बहिरर्थमानिना अन्धयदान्तिर् उपनयनि यमानास् यपिष्टतन्त्रम् उरुदं भद्रा नैषमतिस्त्वात् उरुक्रमाङ्ग्राङ्घ्रिं स्मरन्ते अनर्थपगमो यदर्थः मयि स्यन्तारजो अभिषेकं निष्किञ्चनानवृत्तिं न वृणीत यावत्. Thank you, Prabhu. You can continue.
persons who are determined to totally rot in false material happiness cannot become Krishna minded either by instructions from teachers, by self realization, or by uh, parliamentary discussions. They are dragged by the unbridled senses into the darkest region of ignorance, and thus they madly engage in what is called chewing the chewed. Because of their foolish activities, they are unaware that the ultimate goal of human life is so to achieve Vishnu, the Lord of the cosmic manifestation, and so their struggle for existence is in the wrong direction of material civilization, which is under the external energy. They are led by similar foolish persons, just as one blind mind is led by another blind mind, and both fall in the ditch. Such foolish men cannot be attracted towards the activities of the Supreme Powerful, who is actually the neutralizing measure for their foolish activities, unless until they have the good sense to be guided by the great souls who are completely freed from material attachment. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asks everyone to give up all other occupational duties and absolutely engage in archana activities or in pleasing the Lord. But almost no one is attracted to such archana activity. Everyone is more or less attracted by the activities which are conditions of rebellion against the Supreme Lord. The system of jnana and yoga are also indirectly rebellious acts against the Lord. There is no auspicious activity except archana of the Lord. Jnana and yoga are sometimes accepted within the purview of archana when the ultimate aim is Vishnu and not otherwise. The conclusion is that only the devotees of the Lord are bona fide human beings eligible for salvation. Others are vainly struggling for existence without any actual benefit. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. It's again a very, very beautiful verse where it says that now Brahma is giving a statement. People in general are all engaged in foolish acts and not in the real beneficial activities, enunciated directly by you for your guidance. As long as their tendency for foolish work remains powerful, all their plans in the struggle of existence will be cut into pieces. I therefore offer my obeisances unto him who acts as the eternal. Now let's put one thing in perspective over here. Taking birth in the material world, what is the reason for that?
Enviousness of Krishna.
Yeah. So
We may
Brahma himself is guilty of that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Brahma himself is guilty of that. We are definitely guilty about it. But because of his little bit purer consciousness, he is able to understand that we are engaged in the foolish acts. Now, what is the reason for these devatas to come and take birth over here actually? They are also devotees of the Lord, right? They are also devotees of the Lord, right?
ये कितना बड़ा पैकेट ना लो।
ये भी जो भगवान के, इनको सुरा बोलते हैं ना, सुरगणा, सुरेश, सुरेश इज कृष्णा, सुरगणा मीन्स द देवतास. So what differentiates, what is the difference between a devata and a devotee?
A devta can be categorized as a Mishra Bhakta. So
Yeah.
sometimes there can be some selfish desire which they want to fulfill via using the devotional service as a mechanism, whereas a pure devotee is completely ahetuki.
So the position of a devata and a position of a devotee differs in front of the Lord. Now, these devatas, they are also devotees of the Lord, but they have an agenda. They also want to be the masters in some or the other way while performing the devotional service. उनके मन में एक इच्छा है कि हम भी ईश्वर बने, हम भी कंट्रोल करें, लेकिन हम सेवा भी करें, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं कि विष्णु सर्वस्वी है. तो भगवान विष्णु के लिए हम लोग एक श्लोक यूज करते हैं, अकाम सर्व कामो वा मोक्ष काम उदारिधि तीव्र न भक्ति योगे ना यजत पुरुषम पर. तीव्रता से जब आप यजत पुरुष परम करेंगे तो हम लोगों को उसका आशीर्वाद मिलता है. सो दीज देवतास, they are wonderful devotees, they are very good devotees, but they are little bit भोग मिश्रित. मतलब उनके मन में है कि हम भी किसी प्रकार के ईश्वर बने. So then what Krishna does, right from Brahma until all the devatas, that 33 million devatas जिसके बारे में बात होती है, उन सभी को वो अपने सेवा में उपयोग करते हैं. जैसे कि you want to work for government of Dubai, for example, या government of India. So some become district magistrate, collectorate, या Supreme Court judge, IAS ऑफिसर, IPS ऑफिसर, ICS ऑफिसर. तो ये सब कैसे हैं? ये सब taken into consideration that they are honest to the system, but they also desire some powers. Now, there is something which I had taken something as 3 kind of devotees. Give me a minute, huh? Yeah. So this 3 kind of devotees जिसके बारे में बताया, मैं उसका पूरा डिटेल्स निकालूंगा अभी, but I'll just give you an idea. The first type of a devotee or a Vaishnava is the one who desires to lord over the material world, but is also at the same time the servant of the Lord. So he has that idea that I also want to be a controller, but as a not independent, dependent on the Lord. So these kind of Vaishnavas are the one who go back to Godhead after many, many janmas. And there also they require Brahma's help to take them back to Godhead. The second type of devotees that we're looking at is the one who have no desire but to associate with the Lord. So they go back to the Godhead in the same janma, but to the desire where they want to go, like Ayodhya, Mathura, Vrindavan, or some other places like Dwarka, Puri, Pandharpur, Srirangam. So they're depending on it. The third one is not bothered about anything. You send him to hell or heaven. So those people, they directly go to Golok Dham in the same Janma. So this reference I will give it to you. This is given by Jiva Goswami in one of his Sandarbhas, but I'll give you the actual meaning of this. So coming back to it is that as long as the tendency of the foolish work remains powerful, all their plans and struggle for existence will be cut into pieces. And no need to say that we have seen in our life experience so many wars, famines, epidemics, when it comes, what is the tsunamis, torrential rains, what do you say, tornadoes, everything becomes still and still. Nothing remains there, and everything is like, wow, abhi hum kuch nahi kar sakte. Like day before yesterday, I was supposed to go from Bharuch to Ankleshwar for giving a lecture. So Bharuch Ankleshwar is 12 kilometers, and it's a straightforward road. You'll reach there in 20 minutes. When I went, we stay on the 5th floor. I pressed the button. I could hear some wind. I thought it is normal, winds are always blowing. When I came down, as soon as I came down, the lights went away, the lift opened, the door opened automatically, and a tornado just passed through in front of me, bro. In 5th floor, I am standing, everything is calm and quiet. It took me just a minute to come down. When I came out of the building into the lobby area, and from the lobby, I came to the road. A tornado is going in front of me, and within 15 minutes, so many trees fell down, so many cars got rattled. Unknown to any one of us, there was just an indication that something will come. Be careful. There will be a speed of 60 to 70 nautical miles of the wind. In 15 minutes, everything idhar udhar titar bitar ho gaya, dhwast ho gaya, and I could not go to Ankleshwar. And we were completely helpless. So this is what it says. The struggle for the existence will be cut into pieces. So many people are there on the road thinking about tomorrow I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do that. But sometimes people may not say tomorrow, because what is there in the next 5 minutes, nobody knows. So here in the place also, he says, those who are not in the real beneficial activities enunciated directly by you for their guidance, and as long as the tendency to foolish work. So when we say the foolish work, what would this foolish work mean over here? Can we have some ideas?
Basically, anything that is not related to the service to the God are all are foolish activities.
True, Prabhu. And this tendency is coming due to what? Why this tendency comes to us? With due respect, like what exactly happens to us?
Tendency to enjoy for our own self.
Very true. So what is the way out? You see the last sentence, I therefore offer my obeisances unto him who acts as eternal time. So इसका मतलब क्या कि काल जो है वो किसी के हाथ का नहीं है. जो काल हमको ग्रस्त करता है, इट्स लाइक काल इज लाइक दैट एनाकोंडा. It has caught our leg at the time of the birth. Abhi, today at 57, I feel that I'm 3/4 done, almost, maybe more than 3/4 also, into the mouth of anaconda. But still we feel that हमारे पास बहुत समय है, हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, हमारे पास समय का कोई कमी नहीं है. आज नहीं कल देखेंगे, कल नहीं परसों देखेंगे. भक्ति क्या करना है, भक्ति का हम लोग को क्या मतलब है? But here the Brahma is telling that why I'm offering obeisances unto him, because he's acting as eternal time. Can you go to the previous verse translation? Just a minute. Here he says, therefore I offer my obeisances unto you, because you are the tree of cosmic manifestation. So root कौन है? भगवान है. काल कौन है? भगवान है. अगले श्लोक में देखेंगे भगवान क्या है. यस्माद् बिभेम्यम. Prabhu, just a minute. Yes, Gautam. Very sorry for the disturbance. Actually, this was from the BVT. I got a call because right now I am the in charge for Bhakti Vikas Trust book distribution, Prabhuji. So some calls were there from the Godown. Sorry for it. So it said, Yasmad Bibeham Abhidvi Pararda Drishnyam Adhyasita Shrakala Loka Namaskritam Yad Tepe Tapo Bahu Savaruna Samantana Samananas Tasmai Namo Bhagavate Adhimakhyatubhyam.
Translation. Your Lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you who are indefatigable time and the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a time duration of 2 paradayas, although I am the leader of all other planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many, many years of penance for self-realization, still I offer my respects unto you. Purport. Brahma is the greatest personality in the universe because he has the longest duration of life. He is the most respectable personality because of his penance, influence, prestige, etc. And still he has to offer his respectful obeisances unto the Lord. Therefore, it is incumbent upon all others who are far, far below the standard of Brahma to do so as he did and offer respects as a matter of duty.
Thank you. So, your lordships, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are indefatigable, time, and enjoyer of all the sacrifice. It means what? So, if we have to see the meaning of this word, indefatigable, I can't even pronounce it. Can somebody see the meaning of this? Just
Indefatigable.
indefatigable. तो इसके बाद क्या लिखा है?
So
Enjoyer.
fatigue meaning stress, and defatigable meaning it can never get stressed. Indefatigable.
So he is always Nava Yauvana. That's what
Strength
Krishna.
and all strength. Yeah.
All strength, yeah. So now if you go to see first Dvipararardha. So the Dvipararardha का जो meaning जो आया है, so it talks about 4.3 billion into 2 into 30 into 12 into 100. So it becomes 311 trillion 40 billion years. That is the life of Brahma. And I told you that is the breath of, that is one breath of Mahavishnu. So what is the timeline we are looking at? It clearly tells over here. So he says that you are the time and you are the enjoyer of all sacrifice. So when you say enjoyer of all sacrifices, which words comes to our mind in Bhagavad Gita?
Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram.
So Bhoktara means he is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. Adimakhya, Adimakhaya, Daupare Paricharyaram Kalautadhari Kirtanat. Treta Yag Yajato Makai. So in the Treta Yug, it is Yajato Makai. So he says that even though I am situated in a world where I will be living for that point of time, and even though I'm the leader of all the planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many years of penance, I offer my obeisances. तो यहाँ पर obeisances देने का reason क्या है ब्रह्मा का? What exactly he is wanting to request the Lord?
He has so many qualities like such a long life, and
Yes.
so many other things are there, but still he feels, matlab, he is sure that the Lord is superior to him.
Also, doesn't he feel that all this is only given by the Lord only to me?
Yeah, that's true.
So, जब किसी चीज को, for example, I may be a very intelligent person, I may be a very knowledgeable person, I may be a very handsome person, I may be a very rich person, I may be a very what you say thoughtful person, but all these qualities comes from where? It eventually comes from the Supreme Lord. उन्होंने ही दिया है. So जब उन्होंने दिया है तो हमको किस बात का घमंड है? Say for example, I am a very intellectual person, vidwan, very vidwan. So what should be my outlook? What should be my nature of behavior? Vinamra bhav or ahankar bhav?
नहीं, you should be आपको विनम्र होना चाहिए।
और विनम्र न होने से समझो, फॉर एग्जांपल आई टॉप्ड अप एज एन आईआईटीएन इन इंडिया से मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग और इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग स्ट्रीम, और आई एम फ्रॉम IIM अहमदाबाद. Like you know these are some very premium institutions across the world, across the country. So does it, हमारा छाती से फूल जाता है अहंकार से कि आई एम एन IITian फर्स्ट क्लास फर्स्ट टॉपर? नॉर्मली क्या देखने को मिलता है हमारे सोसाइटी में?
सोसाइटी में
सोसाइटी में तो
नॉर्मल,
अहंकार ही है प्रभु।
हाँ,
लेकिन
मोर
भगवान से
knowledgeable will have more ego.
तो क्या उसकी पढ़ाई लिखाई संपन्न हुई? फिर टेक्निकली ही इज गॉट अ सर्टिफिकेट, ही इज IIM or IITian, but has he actually completed his education?
No, Prabhu.
So that beautiful verse what Krishna says is Vidya
ये संपन्न,
विनय संपन्ने. विद्या जो है विनम्रता से संपन्न होती है, अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ता रमिति मन्यते हो जाता है. So that knowledge actually deserts that person when he becomes ahankari. Deserts matlab the real essence will be lost. Maybe he goes on to be a great engineer, doctor or scientist, whatever it is. But because there is no vinamra bhav, because why vinamra bhav hona chahiye? So that he understands the actual essence of the knowledge and then he accordingly acts in the service of the Lord. But that point of time he becomes ahankari, thinking I know everything. So the first thing he attacks is there is no God. God is the opium of the weak. This way they will start talking. So that is the reason Brahma is telling that yes, you have given me long life, you have given me time duration, you have made me the leader of the planets, and you have helped me to finish my tapasyas, but I respectfully obeisance unto you because you are the supreme person because of whom I am successful. Can we go to the puppet? Yeah, so we'll go to verse number 19. Any doubts in this one before we go to 19?
No, Prabhu.
Okay. त्रियन मनुष्य विबुधाशिष्टो जीव योनिष्व आत्मेच्छयात्मकृता सेतु परिपस्यय रेमे निरस्त विषयोप्य अविरुद्ध देह तस्मै नमो भगवते पुरुषोत्तमाय. Translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, by your own will, you appear in the various species of living entities, among animals lower than human beings, as well as among the demigods, to perform your transcendental pastimes. You are not affected by material contamination. You come just to fulfill the obligation of your own principles of religion, and therefore, O Supreme Personality, I offer my obeisances unto you for manifesting such different forms. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Lord's incarnations in different species of life are all transcendental. He appears as human beings in his incarnations of Krishna, Rama, etc. But he is not a human being. Anyone who mistakes him for an ordinary human being is certainly not very intelligent, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.11. Vyajanti ma mam muda.
Manushim tanum ashritam.
The same principle is applicable when he appears as the hog or fish incarnations. They are transcendental forms of the Lord and are manifested under certain necessities of his own pleasure and pastime. Such manifestations of the transcendental form of the Lord are accepted by him mostly to enliven his devotees. All his incarnations are manifested whenever there is a need to deliver his devotees and maintain his own principles. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
So I offer my obeisances for you for manifesting in such different forms. So why he's praying to the Lord now for coming and staying with us in different forms, giving us his association, helping us to purify ourselves, and making up the mind to go back home to Godhead. So here also Bhagavan says that avajananti mamuna manusham tanu mashrita. जब मैं दो भुजाओं वाला मनुष्य का स्वरूप लेकर आता हूं तो लोग मुझ पर विश्वास नहीं करते, तो मूर्ख है वो लोग जो मेरे इस फॉर्म को नहीं समझते. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली इसमें क्या बताया गया है कि not only his human body form is transcendental, even the animal body form is highly transcendental. So when he comes as a hog or a fish also, he remains the same personality. He just changes the mood and the outlook, nothing else. Most importantly, it says that such manifestation of the transcendental form of the Lord are accepted by him, mostly to enliven his devotees. So what is the word that Krishna uses, enliven the devotees? There is a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, where Krishna says that I come to enliven the devotees. Paritranaya.
Okay. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanartham.
When do the devotees feel enlivened? When the Lord's appearance takes place, when he is about to come, we feel enlivened. Otherwise, sometimes we are afraid. So when the Lord comes, we are enlivened. So that is the reason, Paritranaya, to protect them from a situation which enlivens them and helps them to serve the Lord eternally and perpetually. So that's how it goes. And there is a beautiful word, it says, the Lord has manufactured under certain necessities of his own pleasure and pastimes. They are transcendental. So, ये particular word की कौन सा है? Out of his own pleasure. उसी के एक शब्द श्लोक पहले है.
यदा
यदा यदा ही
यदा
धर्मस्य
यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजा.
The Shrijam Yaham word means I come out of my own accord. I am not forced by the law of karma. That is the meaning of the word Shrijam Yaham. मैं आता हूँ Atma Maya. मैं अपनी शक्ति से स्वयं आता हूँ. That Atma Maya and Shrijam Yaham is very important in these verses because it clearly shows that the Lord is Swarat and Abhigna. किसी का quantity उसके ऊपर नहीं चलेगा, किसी का जोर नहीं चलेगा. He is Ajita. So we have to see whatever quantity, whatever quality, whatever power we have, the love, only by love you can tie the Lord. Like Mother Yashoda tied the Damodara with what? With the love of the ropes. So he and his to deliver his devotees and maintain his own principles. Yeah. Next one. Yo vidyayana nupahato api dasharatha vrittaya nidram vaha jatari krita lokayatra antarjale hi kashipu sparshana nukta kulam bhrimormi malini janasya sukham vivarnavan. Yeah, I can start with the meaning. Translation.
And it- Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. My Lord, you accept the pleasure of sleeping in the water of devastation, where there are violent waves, and you enjoy pleasure on the bed of snakes, showing the happiness of your sleep to intelligent persons. At this At that time, all the universal planets are stationed within your abdomen. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Oh, Jai Srila. Persons who cannot think of anything beyond the limit of their own power are like frogs in the well, who cannot imagine the length and breadth of the great Pacific Ocean. Such people take it as legendary when they hear that the Supreme Lord is lying on his bed within the great ocean of the universe. They are surprised that one can lie down within water and sleep very happily, but a little intelligence can mitigate this foolish astonishment. There are many living entities within the bed of the ocean who also enjoy the material bodily activities of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. If such insignificant living entities can enjoy life within the water, why cannot the Supreme Lord, who is all powerful, sleep on the cool body of a serpent and enjoy in the turmoil of violent ocean waves? The distinction of the Lord is that his activities are all transcendental, and he is able to do anything and everything without being deterred by limitations of time and space. He can enjoy his transcendental happiness regardless of material considerations. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Beautifully, Prabhupada concludes this. He says that he can enjoy transcendental happiness regardless of the material considerations. So, what we learn from this statement? That happiness is the state of dash.
Mind.
But why we cannot learn this from Lord Narayana? He can enjoy his transcendental happiness regardless of the material consideration. हमारे लाइफ में थोड़ा सा मेटल कंसिडरेशन हिल जाता है तो हम लोग थोड़ा सा जब मेटल कंसिडरेशन हिल जाता है तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, सब कुछ भूल जाते हैं. We don't even take the names of the Lord. We just stop chanting. We just stop going to the satsang. We just stop associating with devotees. We stop reading because we are a little bit out of sync. But what the Narayana shows us over here, what is Brahma sharing over here through Srila Prabhupada, he says that he can enjoy his transcendental happiness regardless of the mind. Now, one practical question I'm asking you. We have a coiled anaconda sitting, and you have to just be seated on the lap of anaconda in a floating water. How many of us will opt for it? It's the most difficult material consideration.
Actually, definitely not.
Because the next thing what the anaconda will do is, he will be having his breakfast. Yeah. But in that, like, you cannot imagine a human being in that level. People foolishly say, he is God, I am God, that is God, this is God. वो अनंत शेष के गोद में जाके सो के देखो, he will gobble you out, tuck, 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 tuck. Because we are not the supreme personality, we are just a morsel of food for him. There are such violent waves. Now, you know, where are they talking about this one actually? Here, let me show you. आज गोलों का चार्ट बराबर यूज हो रहा है. So this is 1/3 of the globe is filled with the Garbhodaka ocean, with the Garbhodaka sea. This ocean may, the Lord is lying on the snake. So what is the verse from Vishnu Sahasranam? First 10 verses में आता है. Shantakaram.
Bhujakshayanam.
Yes.
शांताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाकारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं
Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam.
लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिवृद्यानगम्यं
Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam.
Bhayam Sarva Lokaikanadam.
Now, दिस पर्टिकुलर वर्स में जो जो वर्ड्स आपने बोला है वो आपको दिख रहा है इस पिक्चर में. शांताकारम, शांति से लेटा हुआ है. भुजंग शयनम, भुजंग मीन्स स्नेक, भुजंग शयनम. पद्मनाभम, पद्म नाभि से पद्म निकला है. सुरेशम, ऊपर कौन बैठा है? देवता ब्रह्मा बैठा है, उनका सुरेशम. विश्वाधारम, विश्व को धारण किया है. गगन सदृशम, मेघवर्णम शुभांगम. His body is completely sadrusham meghavarnam shubham. लक्ष्मीकांतम, कमल नयनम, योगी वीर ज्ञान गम्य. तो योगी किसके ऊपर ध्यान देता है? योगी किसको ध्यान देता है?
परमात्मा को.
परमात्मा. वंदे विष्णु भवभयहरम सर्वलोकैकनाथम. Is it सर्वलोकैकनाथम?
Yes.
All these lokas are coming from his body.
Yes.
So did you find that verse apt to this situation?
Yes.
So Shantakaram, it comes like that. Bhujanga Shayanam, Padmanabham, Suresham, Vishwadharam, Gagana Sarvasam, Lakshmikantam, Kamalanam, Yogi Vande Vishnu Bhavaram, Sarvaloka Natham. Sarvaloka Natham. He is the master of all the energy. Surudam Sarva Bhutanam, Jatavam, Shantam Racham. Bhoktaram Jagatapacham, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. तो सर्वलोक का महेश्वर है. So this is how this particular verse goes, where Brahma is praising the Lord for all his support, because of which he became Brahma. You can share it. Hare Krishna. The last verse of the day. Yanna Bipadma Bhavadadaham Asamidya Lokatrayopakarena Yadi Anugrahena Tasmai Namaste Udarastha Bhave Yoga Nidravasana Vikasan Nalinakshaya Sanaya. Go next.
Translation. O object of my worship, I am born from the house of your lotus navel for the purpose of creating the universe by your mercy. All these planets of the universe were stationed within your transcendental abdomen while you were enjoying sleep. Now, your sleep having ended, your eyes are open like blossoming lotuses in the morning. Purport. Brahma is teaching us the beginning of Archana regulations from morning 4 o'clock to night 10 o'clock. Early in the morning, the devotee has to rise from his bed and pray to the Lord, and there are other regulative principles for offering Mangalarti early in the morning. Foolish non-devotees, not understanding the importance of Archana, criticize the regulative principles, but they have no eyes to see that the Lord also sleeps by his own will. The impersonal conception of the Supreme is so detrimental to the path of devotional service that it is very difficult to associate with the stubborn non-devotees who always think in terms of material conceptions. Impersonalists always think backwards. They think that because there is form in matter, spirit should be formless. Because in matter there is sleep, in spirit there cannot be sleep. And because the sleeping of the deity is accepted in Archana worship, the Archana is Maya. All these thoughts are basically material. To think either positively or negatively is still thinking materially. Knowledge accepted from the superior source of the Vedas is standard. Here in these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find that Archana is recommended. Before Brahma took up the task of creation, he found the Lord sleeping on the serpent bed in the waves of the water of devastation. Therefore, sleeping exists in the internal potency of the Lord, and this is not denied by pure devotees of the Lord like Brahma and his disciplic succession. It is clearly said here that the Lord slept very happily within the violent waves of the water, manifesting thereby that he is able to do anything and everything by his transcendental will and not to be hampered by any circumstances. The Mayavadi cannot think beyond this material experience, and thus he denies the Lord's ability to sleep within the water. His mistake is that he compares the Lord to himself, and that comparison is also a material thought. The whole philosophy of the Mayavada school, based on not this, not that, neti neti, is basically material. Such thought cannot give one the chance to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
So, the Mayavadis cannot think of the Lord sleeping on the snake and enjoying on the bed of water because he thinks it as himself. इसके लिए मैंने ये प्रश्न पूछा था कि consider yourself in the lap of anaconda in the American jungles of Amazon Valley. So definitely what is going to happen now? If this is how we are going to think that the Lord's body is material, so the Mayavadi thinks that everything is material, everything is temporary. We need to, so neither this, neither that. When Brahma is teaching the beginning of the Archana regulation, Archana means Bhagwan ko seva karna. Now see this, it's mentioned here that, can you just go to the second paragraph, please? Yeah. Yeah. So he says that all the thoughts are amically material. To think either positively or negatively is still thinking materially. Knowledge accepted from the superior source of Vedas are standard. Here, this verse of Bhagavatam, we find Archana is recommended. So, when we use the word Archana, what is your understanding? Kindly give your thoughts on this. We have heard this word. Mangala Archana is there, Revati Archana is there, Puja Archana is there.
Basically, offering prayers or service to the Lord.
Yeah. And Archana can be as simple as offering Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yom Bhaktya Prayachati. As simple as that. Some jal, some flower, some leaf, or some fruit. So leaf will be exclusively, normally what leaf you will use? The Lord.
Tulasi.
Tulasi. Fruits.
Any sort of fruit.
Any sort of fruit. Flowers.
All types of flowers.
Yes. And last is, nothing means jalam, toyam. So it is that easy to do the Archana. Of course, you can make it a very beautiful deity worship with Chappan Bhog and everything and very beautiful decorations and all, no doubt on that. But at the same time, Archana can be as simple as that or it can be as elaborate as that. But the Mayavadis cannot think of it going beyond this. You know why? Because they think that God is formless and anything that is form is made out of Panchamahabhut. They fail to understand that Ishvara Parama Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. And that is the reason one has to understand the basics of bhakti from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Because in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Bhagavan says that Janma Karma Chame Divyam. My Janma and my Karma is Divya. Evam Yoveti Tatvata. One who knows this knowledge, Tektva Deyam Punarjama. When he leaves his body, Naiti Mameti Sarjuna, he comes to me and stays in my abode. So the question arises, how? How do I come to this conclusion that your body is transcendental? So what will be the answer for that? It is the very next verse of that particular shloka. That shloka is called, it starts with the word Vita. Can anybody pick that verse? Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamupashritaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhava Magataha. So the Lord says that if you want to come to this conclusion that my tattva is divya, Vita means without, Raga means attachment, Bhaya means fear, Krodha means anger. So tell me one thing, Rag, Bhaya, Krodha. How do you understand this? What comes first is Raga. And why does the Bhaya come?
Because of the rag only, sir. Because of the you can say मोह की वजह से.
हाँ, वो फियर क्या, किस चीज का फियर है हमको? यू आर एब्सोल्युटली राइट ऑन दैट पॉइंट, बट किस चीज का डर है उनको? भय किस चीज का है?
Losing something.
लूजिंग दैट यू आर अटैच्ड टू,
Yeah.
and when you lose it, next comes krodha. So what happens to you?
You'll get angry.
So bhaya converts into krodh, that oh God, come on, I lost this opportunity. So Krishna says, come without vita raga bhaya. Vita raga bhaya krodha. Then what to do? Man maya mam upashrita. Place me in your mind, place me in your heart, and come near to me. So then Arjun looks at him. Why? Bahavo jnana tapasa. There are many jnanis and tapasvi who did that. And what did they get the achievement? Puta mad bhava magata. Their desires were vanished and washed away. And then they came to the conclusion that Janma karma chame divyam and sarva dharmana parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So why we are not yet on this level? Because we are not yet purified. And once the purification comes, the potency of the Lord will reflect in our actions and services. Yeah, we are pretty much done with this. So, how do we conclude these 5 verses?
It is Brahma's glorification to the Lord.
Yes, absolutely, Prabhu. So I just did a little bit of a quick this. So the objective is to set the mood and yeah.
Prabhu, sorry, I didn't understand. What is this you are displaying now? I didn't understand that. This is the
The
outline
5
of the,
verses.
okay,
Outline
outline.
of the 5 verses.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it. Thank you.
So we can say what is the mood and importances. This prayer is spoken by Brahma after intense tapasya, and he being the most intelligent being, yet completely humble. So what do we understand? That even the greatest controller realizes I am not the controller. Bottom line यही है कि I am not the controller of any situation, any this. So why try to control life? But are we actually in control? So we always try to control our life, am I right? But are we actually in control? No. So the verse 16, it starts with Krishna is the root of everything. The root is Krishna, the trunk is Brahma and Shiva, the branches are the universe. Watering the leaves versus watering the root is important. The key insight is serving the root automatically solves all. Yatha taror mula nishichanena. That is the famous verse. So focus on bhakti and not fragmented problem solving. Because fragmented problem solving is just one at a time. Bhakti, it overcomes everything in a straightforward way, actually. So what is the problem of the material world? People performing misguided work. Like Prabhu said at one point of time that whatever is not ordained by the Lord, that also we do. So time destroys all the plan. Eventually all the plans are destroyed. So modern life is busy ambition but spiritually blind. Do we agree to this point that we are spiritually blind?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Prabhuji, totally.
Because the ambition and the busyness comes. You tell somebody, नहीं प्रभु वो थोड़ा सा अगर भगवान बुलाएंगे तो हम आएंगे, भगवान की इच्छा होगी तो हम जरूर सत्संग अटेंड करेंगे, भगवान की इच्छा होगी तो हम जरूर प्रोग्राम अटेंड करेंगे. तो जब सिंगापुर, हांगकांग, अमेरिका घूमने जाना होता है तभी भगवान की इच्छा पूछते हैं हम लोग. वो किसकी इच्छा होती है वो?
वो तो हमारी इच्छा होती है.
हमारी अपनी
Isn't it? अभी we want to go to Dera city center, or we want to go to Mall of Emirates, or we want to go to Burj Khalifa, or we want to go to Eiffel Tower, or we want to go to Statue of Liberty. उस टाइम नहीं बोलते कि भगवान ने चाहा तो हम अमेरिका जाएंगे. चलो चलो अमेरिका का, यूएस का हमको वीजा मिल गया, चलो हम चलते हैं. So this is the very double standard life that we live. So without divine direction, success becomes failure over a time. So are we working hard or working right? What is the reflection? Should we work hard or work right?
We should work right, not hard.
Should work right.
So for working right, we should align with Shastra and Guru guidance. Because he will only tell us what is to be done. So what is Brahma's humility? Brahma lives for trillions of years, yet he boasts to the Lord as time कि आप काल हो, जैसे कि मैंने बताया था. So if Brahma is insignificant, where are we in the Golok chart? हम लोगों ने देखा ना, हम कहीं नजर आए गोलोक चार्ट में? So false ego thinking means I am important. Real knowledge means humility. इसके लिए मैंने बोला विद्या विनय संपन्ने, विनम्रता, humility is very important. So realization is this: practice gratitude, acknowledge Krishna in success. So last is the avatar tattva. In the 19th, he appears in many forms. He is never material. No mythology, no forced birth. I told you that it is Srijam Yaham. I come by Atma Mayaya, by my own power. And his descent is the compassion. And hearing about the avatars purify the consciousness. Regular Shravanam is very, very important. So verse 2021 is total dependence. Key teachings: entire universe rests on the Lord during dissolution. Brahma is born from the lotus navel. So what is our main thinking? This is my house, my business, my life, my wife, my children, my this, my that, my. So there was a very funny scenario at one point of time. A very old movie I had seen, but called as Yahi Hai Zindagi. I don't know if you people have seen that. And when the protagonist is just a sweet maker in a hotel, and one night he steals 10 rupees from the altar to buy a lottery. And he wins the lottery. After winning the lottery, he says, I will return the 10 rupees back, but he never returns it back. So every time Krishna comes and tells him, where is my money that you took? He says, what is the need for you for money? Money is required for people like us because we know how to use it. You don't use your money, you just keep it with you. So ऐसा time होते he becomes very rich, ultra rich. Stress strain की वजह से diabetes हो जाता है. So so it so happens at that point of time that he falls sick and there are so many medications. So deliberately what Krishna does, he likes kheer very much. So he says, would you like to have some kheer? He says, no, nowadays I'm taking medicine. He says, what are these medicines? I don't know that. So then he says, this is tetramycin, althromycin, this mycin, that mycin. So Krishna is very pertinent. He says, what? I can't hear you. My sin, my sin. He says, oh, these are your sins which have come in the form of the bimaris. So it's very, very important, this when we say that everything exists within him and this is my house, it is not actually anything. So in the end, the protagonist tells the Lord, you take back everything, I will give you your 10 rupees also. Give me back that my life. He says, sorry, that time is gone. So everything exists within him, a baby inside the womb thinking it's independent. We are maintained every moment by the Lord. So from shifting from control to dependence, ownership to service. So that should be the application. So the last thing is start the day with remembrance of Krishna, make decision based on dharma, not impulse. Reduce the false ego, I am the doer. Hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam Gita. Offer the results to the Lord. So human journey it starts from confusion to tapasya, realization to surrenderance. And the closing line is real success begins when we stop trying to be the controller and accept being an instrument. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Extremely thankful, Prabhu. Wonderful lecture, like always. Always an eye-opening lecture, as well as gives so much deeper insight into philosophy. Many, many thanks.
Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhu. It was always nice.
Always a pleasure to hear from you, Prabhu. Anybody has any question? We asked too many in this session itself, but
Prabhu, this Garbhodaka ocean is also the water of devastation.
Yeah, it is also called the water of devastation because eventually everything burns and falls into this ocean. How it happens is I'll show you.
और प्रभु एक आउट ऑफ सिलेबस क्वेश्चन है,
Yeah,
पहले आप ये बताइए.
देखिए. This Garbhodaka ocean, when the Lord enters inside Garbhodaksha Vishnu, this is an empty space. There is no atmosphere, it's warm inside. So because of the warmness, the Lord starts to perspire, and the perspiration fills the globe with 1/3 of its what do you say capacity. And that is the reason he's lying on the Garbhodaka ocean. And we are all into the abdomen of the Lord, and we come out through this lotus stem on top for the as the first Jiva Brahma. Now, just one question for everybody, including the two young devotees who are sitting with Rao Prabhu. How do you explain this particular phenomena of a man giving birth to a man? Point number one. And point number two, that the entire creation sprouted from the navel of Lord Garbhodaka. Is this, does it look practical, or does it look sensible, or does it look logical?
No, it doesn't seem practical.
It doesn't seem. Now, just one question I would ask. If you look at this tube, doesn't it look like the umbilical cord?
Yeah,
yes,
kind of.
Yeah. And this is the placentia where the Lord Brahma is sitting.
yes.
Now, were we not all connected to the umbilical cord of our mothers?
Yes.
The only point what Vishnu is showing over here is that I am the supreme and I am not dependent. I am supremely independent. So I do not require my wife's association to give a birth. I can do it myself because the wife is just sitting and pressing the lotus feet, and the Lord, being Swaraj, he is just interpolated what is inside the womb, he brought it outside. So does that make a resemblance now that this is how it works? In the Lord's case, not in our case.
Does the Prakriti act as the mother here?
No, the Lord himself is Pitamasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha. Pitamasya Jagata Mata Dhata Pitamaha. So Pitamaha is Brahma. Mata and Dhata, both he is the one. He is the mother and he is the sustainer. Because from his left arm only the Lakshmi comes out as a Vama Shakti. So that first verse is Janma, Abhigna Swarat. So that Swarat means supremely independent. He is even independent to the level where he can produce the sons by himself. Now just imagine, Brahma also produces the son by his mind, Manas Putra, without associating with Saraswati, right? Sapta Rishis, जो आए हैं ब्रह्मा के मन से आए, there was no union between Brahma and Saraswati.
Yes.
So if Brahma can deliver a child without associating with his wife, the Lord who created him, why he cannot do that? So this is one part of it. The Garbhodaka ocean in this. The next question is, next question, Prabhu. You said there is one more question out of the syllabus.
Yes, Prabhu. There is a bhajan where Jagannath Chakanen. What exactly is the meaning of this? And then Neelachal Vare.
Jagannath
Chakanen.
Chakanen. Nen means
Yeah.
ice. And Nilachal means because he belonged from the Nilachal Parbat originally,
अच्छा.
before coming down.
नीलांचल वाले मतलब एक तरीके से हो.
Yes, yes, Nilachal.
Thank you, thank you.
Great.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you so much again. Please keep coming regularly. Thank you.
Anytime, Prabhu, when you give a call, because of late I have been associating with Bhakti Vikas Trust, BVT, which is producing books all across the world, Prabhu. So I've been nominated as the operations head over here now. So looks like I'm back to my day-to-day duties. ऐसा लगा जैसे ऑफिस ज्वाइन किया हुआ है अभी.
Good to hear, Prabhuji.
Finance, production, inventory, printing, sales, सब देखना पड़ रहा है अभी. So with a group of just 4 people. So I thought रिटायरमेंट में आराम से बैठ के स्टडी करूंगा. अभी इतने सारे कॉल्स आप लोग देखो, कभी मैं डिस्टर्ब नहीं हुआ, लेकिन आप 3 कॉल्स आ गए. अभी 2 कॉल को मैंने ऐसे बंद कर दिया. So, but it's nice getting into the book printing and all. It's a beautiful process where proofreading is there and reading happens. So lots of things to study actually. So that has given me a new energy now, new goal that I have to serve Guru Maharaj. Seek your blessings and prayers to be in the service of Guru Maharaj. That's all.
Jai, Jai, Jai. Great. So thank you again, Prabhu, on the behalf of all devotees. So let's
Yes.
chant Vaishnav Pranam Mantra before we end the class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.